This is Chapter 4, Graphing Functions. Section 1 is Understanding Slope. Our objective today is to find the slope of a line from a graph or table. Let's start with a quick discussion. What do you think slope is? Take a moment to think about it before we go through our definition. So our vocabulary, rate of change is the comparison of two quantities that are changing. As the value of one quantity changes, the value of the other quantity also changes. Like miles per gallon is a rate of change. Slope is used to describe the steepness of something. It is the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change. The slope of a line describes the steepness of a line in the coordinate plane. It is found by subtracting the coordinates of any 2 points on the line. Let's look at some rate of change. We're going to find the rate of change for each table and explain what it means in the problem. Let's look at, just like we did with linear functions in the last chapter, we're going to look at our changes. 8 to 9 is plus 1, 9 to 10 is plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. 51 to 53 is plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Now you can either remember that it's the vertical over the horizontal, so it would be bottom in this case over top, or you can think of, does inches per year make more sense or years per inch? Inches per year makes a lot more sense. We're going to take our bottom number and put it over our top, which is 2 over 1, or just 2. That is our rate of change. What does it mean in the problem? It means that you grow 2 inches per year. For the second problem here, we'll look at our changes again. We've got a plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Down here we have plus 3, 3, 3, 3. Now would hours per millimeter make sense or millimeters per hour? Millimeters per hour. So we're going to do 3 over 1, which is just 3. So what does this mean in the problem? It means that it rains 3 millimeters per hour. Note that in any rate of change, there's usually a per listed. So slope is always rise over run. This image shows you a rise in a hot air balloon and a run. So it's the vertical change over the horizontal change. A couple other ways to write slope. Slope is vertical change over horizontal change. Again, your rise over your run. Slope of a line is the change in the y coordinates, which is your rise, over the change in the x coordinates, which is your run. It is also considered as the change in y, or vertical, divided by the change in x, or horizontal. We always go left to right for the change in x. All right, the direction of the slants of a line indicates a positive or negative slope. So in this first one, the line goes up from left to right, so that is a positive slope. The second one, the line goes down from left to right, so that is a negative slope. We're going to find the slope of each of these lines. In the first one, you'll notice that there is a vertical change of 4, but it's down, so we're going to call that a negative 4. And then we go to the right 3. For our slope, we always do rise over run, so it's negative 4 over 3. We do not need to change that. We don't need to make it a mixed number. That actually just complicates it more. For letter B, we'll have to draw in our triangle. We make a nice right triangle there. We go up 2 and over 5. So rise over run, so we go 2 over 5. And for letter C, we'll make our little triangle here. We go down 2, so that's a negative 2, and over 4. So that's going to be a negative 2 over 4. We do want to simplify that, so it becomes negative 1/2 as our slope. So try these two. Try finding the slope just like we just did. For the first one, we'll make our triangle. We'll notice that it goes up 2 and over 4. So we have a 2 over 4, which reduces to a 1/2 slope. For the second one, we make our triangle. We go down 3 over 1. So we have a negative 3 over 1, or just a negative 3 slope. All right, now if we're given 2 points to find the slope, what we're going to do, we're going to find the change in y first. So I'm going to take my 7 minus 5. That gives me a change of 2. Then the change in x, I'm going to subtract my 2 x's. 2 minus 0, which gives me a change of 2. So my slope is y over x, which is 2 over 2, so my slope is just 1. For the second one, I take negative 20 minus 4 equals negative 24. And then I take 5 minus negative 10 equals 15. So my slope is negative 24 over 15, which simplifies to negative 8 over 5. There's my slope. You'll notice that whichever point you choose to use first, so like I chose to use this one first, I took negative 20 minus 4, and then 5 minus negative 10. Always use whichever point you choose first for both sets of subtraction. Let's look at the second one. I'm going to use this one first. So I'm going to take 5 minus negative 4, which is 9, and negative 6 minus negative 8, which is 2. So my slope is 9 over 2, and I do not need to simplify that. And for this last one, I'm going to use this one first. So I take 6 minus 9, which is negative 3, and 7 minus 1, which is 6. So I have negative 3 over 6, which is negative 1/2. This leads us to the slope formula. The slope formula is something you can use if you'd like, or you can not use it if it doesn't make sense to you. So you have 2 points. One is x1, y1, and the other is x2, y2. So the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, it doesn't matter which point you choose to be x1, y1, and x2, y2, as long as you use the same point for the first coordinate in each of the piece of the fraction. So try these three. Try to find the slope of each of these lines. For the first one, we'll draw our triangle. We go up 2 and over 3, so our slope is 2 over 3, or 2/3. For the second one, we draw our triangle. We go down 5, so that's a negative 5, over 2. So it is negative 5 over 2. Again, do not make that a mixed number. And for the third one, we go down 4 over 2. So it's negative 4 over 2, which simplifies to negative 2. All right, now we're going to find the slope between 2 points. Try these on your own. All right, so between 3 and 5, we go up 2. And 2 to 4, we go up 2. So it's a 2 over 2, which gives us a slope of 1. For the second one, 3 minus negative 1 is 4. 6 minus 6 is 0, which gives us 4 over 0. We cannot divide by 0, so we're going to call that slope undefined. We will do more examples like this in the next section. For the third one, 4 minus 4 is 0. 5 minus negative 7 is 12. So I have 0 over 12. 0 divided by anything is just 0. We'll talk more about 0 slopes in the next section too. And then here we have 1 minus 5, which will be negative 4. And 4 minus 1, which is 3. So I have negative 4 over 3 is our slope. The assignment is the slope worksheet.